quorum. We are missing Mr. Kutchke. We have any comments from the?
Katie's here.
See y'all.
Do we have any comments from the public? I see no one from the public back there, so I assume not. Receive president and director's comments. Eric, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm the new appointed general manager of Woodlands Water Agency. Started on February 6th, getting up to speed on things and looking forward to it.
That's Deborah Sargent on your immediate left. You know Neil and Aaron Hofstadter.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Item number 4, consider and act upon any request. Jeannie or Mike?
Nothing from me, Bruce.
Oops, and here comes Mr. Mooney. Not Mr. Mooney, Mr. Kutchke. Jean, nothing either, Jeannie?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We will move on to the consent agenda as soon as Mr. Kutchke comes in. Ron, have you met Eric?
Pleasure meeting you.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, sit in that one.
Yes, sir.
Can't you tell?
Permission to board to,
Late.
like, duly noted. Okay. Review and act upon the consent agenda. Is there anyone who has anything that they would like to raise about issues in the consent agenda, the minutes, or anything else?
Just one item, just a typo, item 10 in the minutes. I think in the second paragraph there, Mr. Meeks pointed out the rolling 12-month water. It should be loss. The spelling there, no issues. So we good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Any other questions, suggestions? May we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Item number 10, receive the San Jacinto River Authority Woodlands Division report. And we have, hi.
My name's Summer Havasta here, giving the report today. The first thing I want to note is the monthly operating report in your packet had a couple of incorrect numbers in there, and you should have a stapled copy with the correction. The items that were affected will be the graph on page 1 and then the table on page 2. But all other information in that packet is correct.
So it doesn't come together quite as it showed. Okay.
Yes. And in terms of the infrastructure funding, there is no update. We at this point, we're still working on that. And then the last item I have is we would like to thank you, Mr. Bruce Cunningham, for your service on the wastewater strategic plan. We know it was a year-long process and lots of, you dedicate a lot of your time to
Well,
that.
thank you, Summer, for all those wonderful lunches.
You're
you've
very
prepared.
welcome.
That was the reason I went to the meetings.
We don't have lunch anymore.
Okay. Thank you, Summer. Okay, nothing else? Any questions for Summer?
In the packet, let me know.
Okay, Katie, your turn.
Nice to see y'all. Brian apologizes. He is on spring break with his family, but he hates to miss the meetings. And I don't think I've been to one of y'all's in a while, but it's nice to see y'all again. There isn't much to update you on. Brian wanted me to remind you that the Texas legislature is in session. We were actually talking about this right before the meeting. Were you referring to House Bill 3820? Is that one that you had just?
3820.
Yes. So I actually had seen that one. I think it was filed last Thursday because I did get a brief summary about it. But in your packets on page 62 is a list of bills that AWBD put together, and our office helped them with that list, and it just has very brief summaries of the bills and that will relate to the MUDs. A lot of these will die. It's still very early on in session. but this is a list of potential bills that could impact you, but House Bill 3820 is not on this list because it came after the list was published. That one we were discussing before the meeting is, the North Harris County Regional Water Authority wants to be removed from the Harris Galveston Subsidence District. And that's all related to subsidence. They don't want to do the surface water conversion and they want to continue their
Taking water.
groundwater pumping. Even though they have already, financed a lot of the conversion process already. Their goal is to be removed from that district.
Did we find out how much Simon paid for that?
No. But it's too early on, I think, to really know which will be viable or not, but our office does have 2 lobbyists who are spending a lot of their time in Austin right now, and we will keep you updated, as the months progress.
Okay, thank you, Katie. Any questions for Katie?
I guess bills are still being introduced.
They are.
What is the deadline?
I don't
Off the top of your head, don't you?
know that off the top of my head. Yeah, I think they still have, all of April.
Yes,
Okay. So there's still more to come, no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah. yeah, there's more to come.
All right.
Hey. We're moving along quickly here, eh? We may beat them. Consider and act upon the district customer communication information message. Neil, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll pick that one.
Is-
That has to do with the adoption of our annual report. And you should have received a copy via email from, excuse me, oh, I'm not gonna hear a thing. Sorry.
It works
You
fast.
should, yeah, boy, I tell you, you should have received a copy from Shelley.
You were blocking me.
Yeah, no. And I think at last month's meeting, Bruce and I were authorized to put this together. And of course, John Geiger is not here, did the actual work. We put the ideas down and he, I think, did the 1-pager in the sense that I want to see it done. And I'm comfortable with this. I just would like to get any comments or suggestions for edits to get back to John.
I don't have any. I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, well done.
Mhm.
Very good.
Good.
All right, so.
Right, any, okay,
I mean, I'm hoping it is a fair representation, like a snapshot. So, in that case, perhaps you have to ask for the motion, don't you? To approve this,
no,
Yeah,
so.
considering.
consider and act.
Okay, yes, okay, we do need to, may I have a motion to approve the recommended language for the communication to the residents of Mud 6.
I move. Accordingly.
In favor?
Aye.
Was it confirmed whether you want it be blasted or in the bill or both?
All of the above.
Both.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, the more information we get out as to what's going on, the further we distance ourselves from, the complaint world and the, being sent bills world, basically what's going on in our month. So thank you all. Appreciate it.
Okay, receive the general manager's report. Eric?
All right, thank you. Good afternoon. Wanted to give you a couple updates. Lone Star Groundwater Conservation District did appoint a member to its open and vacant position. The gentleman's name is Gary Dent, lives in resident of Mud 1. Next item I have is I guess towards the back or at the back of the packet, you'll see a couple flyers for 2 upcoming AWD events. One is for the spring seminar, which is the evening of April 13th. Topic will be Texas housing trends. It'll be on the west side of town. And then the other flyer is a reminder for the annual summer conference, which is going to be in Corpus Christi this year, June 22nd through the 24th. And early bird registration is going to be closing here in the next month or so. And it does kind of go up after that. So if you've never been to the conference, it might be worthwhile.
Yeah.
There's some good topics that they usually present on current events and
And
things.
that's a good one to go to in Corpus Christi in June.
I will be in Italy.
Not Italy, Corpus.
Yeah, boy.
And
Tough choice here.
Yeah.
So.
I'm already gonna have to drag us all away.
Couple other things to note, as y'all probably know, the strategic plan was voted upon unanimously at the trustee meeting to go forward. So it was a long process of over the last year or so that it finally came to fruition. So that was good. Did want to update you on the One Water Task Force. The township had a planning meeting last week to talk about the resurrection of that task force. And does look like they will bring before the actual township for a vote to try to resurrect that organization. Of course, when that comes about, we'll be involved pretty heavily and try to help out with that as well.
yeah, Neil and I both spoke at that strategic planning meeting, and there's no doubt that it will be approved. Question is who they're gonna put in charge of it, and there's really no one on the board now who knows anything about water. Other than you turn the tap on and you flush the toilet.
I would expect we're going to be involved pretty heavily.
Oh, no, I think we will be. Yep.
Something else to note, the Public Education Committee, which I don't want to steal your thunder, or you want to go?
No, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Met last week, kind of over the first quarter communication, which we've kind of created a little in the packet, giving you some information on some of the things that we've put out to different outlets over the first quarter. We'll be moving into the second quarter. Topic is water quality, and you'll see a number of different things. Some pretty good things that we'll be putting out. The other thing that the committee did talk about was, in light of the fact that the strategic plan was approved, the need to develop a more robust community outreach campaign that we're really going to need to build and put out to the community over the next year with all of the infrastructure improvements that are coming down the pipe, which are significant, as you know. So we're partnering with SGRA and others and the PDC to start building out the framework of that campaign, and more to come on that. But we just started the conversation last week. So
Eric, I have a question. At that strategic planning meeting, there was an item on the agenda that was subsequently removed about the release of 700,000 gallons of water into Cokeberry Pond. Is that anything that you've gotten involved in or heard of?
I'm not aware of that. I don't know what that is.
Shelley Sekula Gibbs put it on on an original agenda, and then they took it off because she said it was not appropriate for the strategic planning meeting. Okay.
136, huh?
136, yeah.
And I believe that's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
You have a question, Eric, before your time, but it's on page 56. Jim and Mike were obviously involved in the Wise Guy formation, so as was I, 12, 15 years ago. The update out there is beginning to cause me some concern. We're now down to one certified Wise Guy, and supposedly there are 130 reviews in process. That's physically impossible. And we used to have like 4 certified Wise Guys. So I guess my questions are why the drop off and why in certification? Can we encourage more irrigators out there to become certified? Because we do apparently have a backlog. And if we're going to keep marketing this, I think we ought to have more than one certified person. Is that certified person, by the way, Tim Burns of Burns Tech?
Yeah.
He's great. He's fantastic. But I agree. he's not going to make that a priority. I can guarantee. He's a very busy man.
Yeah, they don't, the price is the problem. And none of them will come out for less than 125.
Even for what might be an hour's visit and an opportunity to have real sales.
Problem.
Okay.
That's why, Philip in Montgomery. Doug? No. I can't think, he worked on my sprinkler system. He said, we can't do it for $85 anymore.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that. Then we need to revisit the whole thing. If we're going to market the program, we need to justify
Yeah.
the rationale for people to be out there.
Should we put that on some sort of agenda? Or do you just want to make a report on it, Mike, or what?
It's the price, that would be the only thing that we could talk about, I would think.
All the
Raise the minimum to 125.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It'd have to be across the board.
Well, it'd be for every certified person to come out and visit every facility out there. I don't see why we couldn't afford 125 to do that if we're marketing that.
Our contract.
Here's what I would recommend. Now, let us review the contract and talk to the Wise Guy management and just maybe come back to all the MUDs with a recommendation in the next month or so to.
It's a great idea.
Sounds good.
Jim come in my house in 2 weeks for an annual visit, which I pay for. So it's not a free visit or anything like that, but I'll ask him the question. What do you think it would take for an average guy that becomes certified to go out and do these visits? He'll be honest, he's a really great guy.
He is a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are on our system here.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Neil,
Item 14, well, I feel redundant, so I think you've received the Wilderness Board Trustees report. Well, you read it and you had a presentation of it from General Manager. Thank you.
okay, any questions for Neil? Okay, Katie, do we need to go into executive section? Okay, we're up to item 17. Discuss any items for the placement on future agendas. No items to be discussed. Item 18, I declare the meeting adjourned at 1:46. Missed it by a minute.